You're about to hire someone in another country. Maybe it's Germany, maybe it's Brazil, maybe it's Singapore, and you need to do it legally, fast, without setting up a foreign entity and without losing your mind. So you start Googling, and two names keep coming up: DEEL and PAPAYA Global. Both promise to handle your global payroll, your compliance, your contracts, but they are not the same product, and picking the wrong one could cost you months of headaches or thousands of pounds. So in this video, I'm going to break them down across 8 criteria. By the end, you'll know exactly which one fits your situation. Let's get into it. First, a quick look at what each platform actually is, because they take fundamentally different approaches to global hiring. DEEL was founded in 2019. It grew insanely fast and now operates in over 150 countries. The big thing about DEEL is that it owns most of its legal entities. That means when you use DEEL to employ someone in the Netherlands, DEEL itself is the employer of record, not a third-party partner. They control the infrastructure end to end. It's also a genuinely all-in-one platform, including HRIS payroll, IT equipment, immigration contractor management, and more. For a lean HR team that does not want to stitch together 5 different tools, the consolidation is genuinely valuable. PAPAYA Global, on the other hand, was founded in 2016 and leans into a partner-based model. They work with in-country local providers to execute payroll in roughly 160 countries. Their superpower is not breadth of features, but depth of payroll analytics. If you are a CFO who wants a consolidated real-time dashboard of your entire global workforce, Spend PAPAYA's reporting layer is hard to beat. So, at a high level, DEEL is the all-in-one hiring platform. PAPAYA Global is the enterprise payroll powerhouse. Keep that in mind as we go through the criteria. Okay, pricing. This one's interesting because the two platforms handle it very differently. DEEL publishes its prices publicly, so you do not need to sit through a sales call to find out what you will pay. EOR, Employer of Record, starts at $599 per employee per month. Contractor management is $49 per contractor per month. Global payroll for companies with their own entities starts at $29 per employee per month. PAPAYA Global does not publish prices, and you will need to contact sales to get a quote. For EOR, you are typically looking at $599 to $750 per employee per month, depending on the country and contract size. Contractor management comes in around $30 per month, which is actually cheaper than DEEL on that one. Their Global Payroll Plus tier starts at around $25 to $29 per employee. So, what is the takeaway? For EOR, DEEL is at the low end of PAPAYA's range, and it is transparent, which saves you time. For contractor management, PAPAYA actually wins on price. For global payroll, they are roughly equivalent. The bigger story is transparency, because if you want to evaluate options without a sales call, DEEL makes that easier. If you are a large enterprise with serious volume, PAPAYA's custom pricing might actually work in your favor. Let's talk features. This is where the platforms diverge most clearly. DEEL is built to replace multiple tools. You have contractor onboarding EOR in 150 plus countries, a full built-in HRIS IT equipment, provisioning immigration support, expense management, and DEEL AI. They can ship a laptop to your new hire in Colombia. DEEL AI gives real-time compliance answers based on your workforce geography. For a lean HR team that does not want to stitch together 5 different tools, that consolidation is valuable. PAPAYA Global's feature set is narrower but deeper in its lane.
PAPAYA Global's feature set is narrower but deeper in its lane. Global payroll processing in multiple currencies, including crypto, an API-first architecture that integrates tightly with enterprise ERPs like SAP, Oracle, Workday, Bamboo HR, and NetSuite, and those analytics dashboards, real-time visibility into FX exposure, tax obligations, headcount costs by country. It's a finance team's dream, but here's the thing, choosing between these two platforms raises a lot of questions, and I get variations of the same ones constantly in the comments. So let's go through the most common ones right now. Is DEEL actually legitimate? I've seen mixed reviews. Yes, DEEL is a legitimate, well-funded company. They've raised over $500 million in venture funding and are used by tens of thousands of companies globally, from early-stage startups to large enterprises. The mixed reviews you'll see online tend to come from two places: early-stage growing pains from when the platform was scaling fast, and edge cases in specific countries where any EOR provider can run into complexity. For the vast majority of use cases, DEEL is a solid, reliable choice. That said, no EOR provider is perfect in every single country. Always ask them directly about your specific target market before signing. Which platform is better for contractors specifically? If contractor management is your primary use case, DEEL has a more mature, feature-rich contractor product. You can onboard contractors in minutes, handle contracts, payments in 120+ currencies, and give contractors access to a DEEL card or a range of withdrawal methods. PAPAYA Global does offer contractor management, but it's not their core product, it's more of an add-on. DEEL was actually built with contractors in mind from day one, so if that's your world, DEEL is the stronger fit. The one caveat, PAPAYA's contractor pricing at around $30 per month is cheaper than DEEL's $49, so if you have a very large contractor base and don't need all of DEEL's features, the maths might point to PAPAYA. Can I use either platform if I already have my own legal entities abroad? Absolutely. And this is actually an underrated use case for both platforms. If you've already set up your own entities in certain countries, you don't need EOR. What you need is global payroll, a way to run payroll through those entities compliantly. Both DEEL and PAPAYA offer this. DEEL's global payroll starts at $29 per employee per month. PAPAYA's global payroll plus is in a similar range. Where they differ, DEEL is easier to set up and manage. PAPAYA's reporting and consolidation tools are more powerful if you're running payroll across 10 or more countries simultaneously. So for smaller own entity setups, DEEL. For large multinational payroll operations, PAPAYA. How long does it actually take to onboard someone using these platforms? With DEEL, you can realistically onboard a contractor same day. For an EOR hire, where DEEL is the employer of record and there's employment documentation, local contracts, and compliance steps involved, it typically takes 2 to 5 business days depending on the country. Some markets are faster, some take longer. With PAPAYA Global, the onboarding timeline for EOR hires is broadly similar, a few business days. But the platform setup and implementation for new clients takes longer. If you're evaluating either platform for the first time, factor in 2 to 4 weeks for full onboarding of the platform itself before you're live. DEEL tends to be faster to get started with from a standing start. What happens if there's a compliance issue? Who's responsible? When you use an EOR, Employer of Record Fee Service, the platform becomes the legal employer in that country. That means the EOR takes on the employment liability. If there's a compliance breach related to local employment law, incorrect contracts, wrong tax treatment, misclassified worker status, the EOR is responsible, not you. That's the core value proposition of EOR. Now, DEEL's owned entity model means they have direct accountability, no third party to point fingers at. With PAPAYA, compliance is managed through local partners, which can add a layer of complexity if something goes wrong. In practice, serious compliance failures are rare on both platforms, but it's worth asking both providers exactly how they handle disputes in your target country before you sign. Is there a free trial for either platform? Yes. To get your click the link below